the trees. I remember my dreams.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the flight deck. We're about 80 miles from top of descent. We're about 7 hours and 10 minutes or so into the flight. So it's time to start preparing for our descent and arrival. So we'll go through a few things as we get ready to come down. Just do a weather check and I'll put the current METAR up into the chat so it'll appear on screen. There's our current winds at the moment, 360 at 14, so they haven't really changed since when we took off. 10 miles visibility, broken cloud at 2800, it's 7 degrees, that's quite the temperature change, and 1029 is the barrow. So we're going to come down here and 1029 into our standby. There we go. So we have it there, ready to go. And we can start doing our planning. So we'll come down to the, and as you can see, we switched the fuel over. She's now drying off the tank, so it's a little slow in getting that done. So they're a little bit imbalanced, but we have enough that it shouldn't provide an issue. Come over here to our approach. We're going to be landing at full flaps 30 landing, so we'll enter that in there so we have that information in. And we can see it showing there with our reference speed of 152, so we're going to be landing at 157. And we will get our ILS information. We're going to be landing the ILS runway 34. So coming down to the RadNav page, should have ILS runway 34. It is going to be 111.7, and the course for that is going to be 341 degrees. Hopefully it picks that up as well. We'll put in the 115.0 is the VOR. And we'll throw a 341 in there as a reference. Oh, hold on, we see that should kick over and pick up the actual information when we get a little bit closer. What we are going to do as well is we're going to come down here and just check our routing for our arrival. So we're on the Abrof 2 arrival, which is correct for the ILS runway 34, which is correct. And we're going in through Arbroath. And we do a little bit of a curving sweep around and then swing back in for the intercept. So that is all programmed in. We can see it starting to appear up here on the screen as well. Our minimums for the landing. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it looks. 2,000 feet is going to be our platform, and we should be able to do a Cat 1. Landing 182 will be our 182 will be our minimums because the runway is 18 feet below sea level. Interesting. So we're going to dial that in, and that 182 means we'll just round up, make it 190. But we're landing right down at sea level. 2,000 feet will be our platform. So we'll get that in now. Top of descent's about 42 miles away. There we go. A little bit of a headwind right now. So let me show you where we are. We're here just coming up. This is the Caspian Sea. We're just about to cross over the coastline, headed over the Caspian Sea, and we're going to come up here to the entry point into the arrival. That's going to bring us in here at Abrol. We'll come in, we'll make the left turn, we'll follow this arc around 8,000 feet, as you can see. And then once we make this turn, we'll descend to 2,000 feet, and then we'll make a left turn for the intercept. We'll be landing on runway 34. Come in and land. We're then going to probably exit somewhere here or here, and we'll come down on Juliet to the apron, and then we're heading to the cargo area, which, as you can see, is down here. So we'll probably go Juliet straight across to Alpha, and then come down Alpha to Hotel, and then in for the cargo terminals here, probably at C3. We'll see how they're laid out. But that is the plan, and that brings us into our destination at Baku. So that's the plan there for our landing and arrival. We should be starting downwards in a few minutes. And we'll see. I do have a scenery enhancement freeware mod installed. We'll see if it improves things. Just looking out, you can see Baku in the distance there across the Caspian. We are at 38,000 feet, so we're pretty high. Nice stars out there. And we're going to monitor the speeds and everything, obviously, as we come down. And we will fly the published approach and arrival. So we do have those speed restrictions once we hit BB 612. As I mentioned, there's no stream tomorrow. I have to be out of town, so we will be back on Tuesday. Tuesday, we are going to be streaming Fly 2. We're currently parked in Egypt, Sharm el Sheikh, and we're going to be flying back from there, which is on the Red Sea, back to Manchester. Good flight. It's about 5.5 hours. That'll be a VATSIM flight. See how the controllers do on that one. Alright, so let's pop back down here. We got our progress back in, as you can see. 24 miles to top of descent and 163 miles to the airport. Picking up the VOR now, 128 miles. I'll take a quick look and see if there's any other nav aids we could dial in. Not seeing any, really. Seems to be the only VOR in the area, and I'm not seeing any NDVs. Check another source. Yeah, it's pretty barren of nav aids. The Baku VOR is the only thing that is there. We're in VNAV path. It should start down automatically on its own. I'm just going to keep an eye on that as we are now 11 miles from top of descent. Six miles. Should see it show. It's going to start to retard and then head downwards. There we go. Glide path marker is in. Engines are starting to roll back. And we are descending. So we're going to keep an eye on our airspeed. We're going to hold 280. We're as close to it as we can get. And that will prevent us from speeding up too much. As you can see, it's the middle of the night. And not much to see outside. There's the town of Baku coming up. We're over the Caspian Sea right now. And there's the other side from there, so it's pretty dark. Not sure what the local time is currently. We are on live time, so let me see if I can find out. It is 9:54 p.m. in Baku, so it's just gone dark. So we didn't quite make it to see the sunset here. Got a long way to go as we head downwards. We have an 8,000 foot restriction. That's one of the first ones that come up. Come back over to Lakes page. I think it's 612 yet. You can see there 8,000 foot. We're going to hold there as we go around the corner, and then we're going to descend to 2,000 feet for the intercept. Let's see if it holds us at 8,000. Should do. Leaving, just about to leave Turkmenistan airspace and head into Uzbekistan airspace, or Azerbaijan airspace actually. That's when we hit Dukan. So as I normally say, if you want to join us, you're more than welcome to join us. All our live streams are community flights. Sundays and Wednesdays, such as today's flight, are on multiplayer. All the rest are on VATSIM, which means if you're on X-Plane, you can join in as well. Information is posted on the Discord, and links to the Discord channel are located in the descriptions for the videos. So you're more than welcome to come along, get the information about where, when, and what we're flying, and partake. And also, if you have any questions, we have plenty of knowledgeable people there that will help you get sorted out and figure out either aircraft or the sim itself. Alright, so we're down below 30,000 feet now. Descent is continuing. Since we're descending right down, I'm going to go to local pressure now. That's going to be 1029er. I'll switch over. Working our way back onto our path. Should be fine. So what happens when you change the pressure, it throws it off where it thinks you are and where you should be on the path. Town ahead. I see a little bit of cloud starting to form above it. Did mention the few clouds in the area, or broken cloud in the area at 2,800 feet. See it there. Almost back on our path. Normally ATC would have given us a few step down descents to get us down to altitude, but as there's no ATC, we're in multiplayer, so we're allowing us to ease down on our own in a continual descent. I was hoping we'd get that information. There's an update to the Salty mod, but it's not giving us anything. We'll see if the train radar is working. Should come up for 21,000 feet. It's doing good at keeping that airspeed held back to 180. Malaysia to Azerbaijan, it is. Long flight, 8.5 hours it was scheduled for. I think we may be a little bit ahead of schedule. But 8.5 hour flight, that's a long one. We're about 7.5 hours into it now. Fortunately, there's no clock in the aircraft. Just going off the VA tracker, which started when I pushed back, which was 7 hours, 46 minutes ago. About 15 minutes for engine start and taxi out to the runway, so about 7.5 hours of flight time so far. Abrol is the entry point into the arrival. And we're doing the Abrol to Foxtrot arrival. So there's the turn. We can start getting ourselves ready. I'm just going to turn that music off in the background. So ATIS, we have obtained our ATIS 360 at 14, 10 miles of visibility, broken clouds at 2800, 7 degrees, and QNH 1029. FMC arrival procedures are set. We're landing flaps 30 and VREF of 152, VAP of 157. Arrival is brief, missed approach. If we do need to missed approach, we will be climbing on 341. So we'll set our heading indicator to 341 right now. Heading of 341 to 2,000 feet, and then we turn directly to 10.3 miles out from the back VOR, which we've already got tagged in here as VOR 1. And then we turn right to BB 615, climbing to 4,000 feet. So 4,000 feet will be our missed approach altitude, and you can see our hold is set up in there already. Recall is clear. Altimeter's at transition level. We've already switched over to 1029. VREF is set 152 knots. Minimum set 190 feet. The runway elevation landing is minus 18 feet below sea level. Passenger signs are still on. Auto brakes. We're going to be landing auto brake 2. That is set. So our next speed reduction is going to be down to 250 knots. And when we go 265 knots, we can go to flaps 5. Is looking good. Roger has no issues. – 12,000 feet will start to reduce speed down to 250 knots. There's the turn. Speed 250. Engines are already at idle, so we're going to give them a little bit of a hand. We do have to be at 210 knots in about 12 miles. Actually, less than that. So 212 we have to be. So at 8 miles, we're actually going to dial down to 210. And we're going to work the flaps down to 20 degrees. Alright, we're below 265, flaps 1. 10,000 feet, lights on. Speed's coming down. Flaps 5. Coming down to 8,000 feet. We're below 245, so we can go flaps 10. And below 235, we can go flaps 20, which we will do. It's 233, flaps 20. One and a half miles to BB 612. We have to be at 8,000 feet, and we have to be at 210 knots. There we go. It's pulling us up for the hold at 8,000 for the next couple waypoints. And there's the town. So we're all lit up like a Christmas tree. See the low-lying cloud there blocking out the city lights. So 608, which is not the next waypoint, but the one after that, we're going to slow down to 200 knots, go flaps 25, and we'll hold 200 knots around to the straight between 604 and Gobus, which is where we're going to descend to 2,000 feet. At that point, we'll descend down to 185 knots, and we'll hold that until we're established. We're just holding. Localizer is showing. Should have a course in here for the ILS of 341. I know it didn't let us put us in before. It'd be nice if it did. For some reason it's not picking it up for that one. Alright, speed coming back to 200. Flaps 25. I think from the last time when we went into Kuala Lumpur, I believe we have to wait for approach mode until we're more of a 10 to 15 degree angle for intercept, or else she tends to just blow straight through the localizer. So we'll do that this time. .9 miles out. See the land coming up. Short little 5.2 nautical mile legs as we come around this arc here. So this is the salty mod for the Asobo 747. I'm flying it as a freighter, but really it's the passenger version. Don't like the way it rocks back and forth like that either. She's a little too sloppy in her rolls for heading. Almost 100% positive that it doesn't actually do that in real life. Can't say for sure because I've never flown one, but it is a good bet. And it's a pretty heavy cloud there. So the next turn is going to take us into about here, and then we're going to head in that way. So we're just about ready to turn. There we go. We're also going to start our descent down to 2,000 feet. Not sure what that line is. Sure, it's an error of some sort. Alright, glide slope is showing. Localizer is showing. Lights are all on. Turn off lights are on. Other lights are all on. We call set frequency and course set, and we are good for our arrival. Alright, so the descent is reasonable, so we are going to arm auto brakes. Our speed brakes armed. Arm auto brakes. Auto brakes are already set for 2. No, I know the line's on there. The problem is in the RadNav, it's not giving me the course. It's showing IBN, which is correct, but then it's 000. It should be 341. But it is showing the localizer and glide slope, so I'll take it as good. We'll see what happens. Alright, let's out to 10 miles. The FMC just has the frequency, and ILS 34 doesn't have the course. So it is what it is. Airport's right over there anyway. What could possibly go wrong? Alright, Speed down to 185. And we're going to hold this now until we're on the localizer. Yeah, we will see if it works. That is true. Alright. So the localizer is showing glide slope is alive. And we are below the glide, which is where we want to be. This BB 600 is where we should intercept at 2,000 feet. Just fine, that'll give us time to make the turn. We got 3 miles, so everything should be good there. We're landing on this leftwards runway, not the rightwards run. So we're going to come out and then come in across, and the terminal and everything is over here, and the cargo apron is down off of the right one. Oh, there we go. 1,000 to go. So I'll let it make the turn, and then we'll engage approach mode when we're almost on the localizer, and hopefully that will help it capture properly this time. There's the turn. Straightening out and approach mode. Let's see if we can capture the localizer without it going all over the place. Huh. Nope. There's definitely something wrong with it in this aircraft. This is what it did at Kuala Lumpur as well, which is very annoying. I ended up flying it in manually. It won't even let me go over to localizer mode or heading mode. It's just pooched at this point. So let's see if I can get this to reset. I know we're going around. See if we can get it to level out. Intercept. So you can see it trying to fire it right over. We'll go approach mode. I don't know what the stick is doing at this point. So I'm going to take over. So we're going to bring the speed right down to 157. It just updated. That's the thing. I thought some of this might have been fixed a little bit because they did do an update. It updated last night actually, so. Alright. Let's try flying the needles. Start heading down. I wish like PMDG would come out with one. 777 freighter would be nice too. Alright, gear down. 4 miles out, flaps full. Gear down, 3 green lights are on, flaps full. No cautions. Alright, let's get her down. Three whites, 1 red. It's a little high. A little to the left. 2 and 2, 500 feet. Auto throttles off, landing.
100.
Whoa, those lights are really high.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Alright, nose is down, reverser's full, auto brakes 2. Reverser's off. And auto brakes have disconnected. Alright, welcome to Azerbaijan. Let's go up here and we'll taxi back. Get off at, I guess technically this is Lima. This is Bravo. Yeah, hard right. Alright, so flaps coming up, speed brakes are disarmed, taxi lights on, those lights are off, strobe and wing lights are off. Stay on the taxiway. So this has the mod that's supposed to be an improvement, not a complete replacement. There should be Juliet coming up. No, this is Alpha, which is not on my chart. Interesting. They're labeled differently. Oh, interesting. Okay. That was the one I wanted. Let's get this baby around. There we go. Well, took that corner just a little fast. We're going to go up and around. This is the main apron, or main terminal here. So I'm wondering if the ILS is not a proper full DME and all that type of ILS. If the airplane has an issue with following that, because I think Kuala Lumpur was the same. So I may just be having to do some creative landings. Especially if we get weather, that's going to be an issue. Maybe come at the ILS from further out and try to be flying in on runway heading before we even get there. Yeah, still seeing disconnected jetways and all kinds of stuff, so I'm not sure how much better that mod did. Again, it's just a enhancement for lighting and taxiways and some building stuff, they said, but not sure how much of it actually affected things like jetways and stuff. So we're going to take this right turn onto Alpha. And then taxi down to the cargo area. Yeah, that's an idea. Maybe I'll give it a try. I'll take off from here and go around and come in on an RNAV. See how that works. Anyway, there's the cargo apron off to our right. We're just going to head down past these buildings here. Oh, looks like they're waiting for me there. Not happening. We're going right to the bottom at the cargo side here. Yeah, no way I was getting in there, guys. There's the control tower passenger terminals over here. We're heading down to the cargo apron. And I'm sure it'll gladly tell us that we are in too small a spot. Let's see if it'll give me any of them. It has 0 suitable parking. Yeah, kind of figured that would happen. I think we're going to go for C3, which should be straight ahead. Yes, it is. Just make sure that front wheel lines up properly. And there we are. Welcome to Baku. Let's get the brakes on. We've got external power, so we'll hook up the external power while we're up here. Let's get that dome light up so we can see what we're doing. So hydraulic pumps are coming off. Parking brake is on. Fuel control switches are
This parking is too
off.
small for your aircraft.
I'm well aware. Shut off the fuel pumps. As mentioned, external power is up when we're up on the external buses. Window heat can come off. And we'll shut off the engine bleeds. Oh, let's get the beacon off. We'll leave the nav lights on. The logo light can come off. And the taxi light. There we go. So, welcome to Azerbaijan, as we said. The next flight, I don't know where we're headed down the next one, but it'll be interesting to see. We'll be flying out of here to the next race. Probably going to have to make a stop on the way as well. Thanks for joining us. I know it's been a long flight, and thanks for coming back for the arrival. We'll see you on Tuesday for flight 2, 737-800, Sharm el Sheikh on the Red Sea back to Manchester, England. See you then.